بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. الأخوة والأخوات الكرام، الحضور، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أرحب بكم جميعا نيابة عن زملائي في اللجنة التنفيذية للمجلس السعودي للجودة، ونرحب بكم في اللقاء الإلكتروني الشهري الذي نعقده في مجلسنا المبارك، ونشكر لكم حضوركم ونقدر لكم تواجدكم حقيقة في المجلس منكم وإليكم. Dr. Paulo, I'm going to just speak in Arabic for housekeeping issues. Then I'm going to speak in English. الأخوة والأخوات، نرحب بكم اليوم. طبعا نحن عندنا اليوم لقاء مهم جدا مع البروفيسور باولو، حيتكلم عن الديجيتال ترانسفورميشن فور سمارت كواليتي مانجمنت اند امبروفمنت. قبل ما نبدا اللقاء حقيقه احب انوه عن لقاءاتنا خلال هذا الشهر باذن الله تعالى. عندنا تقريبا في 26 جماد الاخر 29 يناير ورشه عمل يقدمها زميلنا المهندس عبد الله التركستاني، وحنتكلم عن منهجيه الاي 3 للتحسين وحل مشاكل العمل. ثم عندنا تقريبا في عندنا لقاء باذن الله تعالى، لقاءات تتوالى في خلال الشهور القادمه، فبراير لنهايه السنه لنهايه العام. احب اشكركم واشكر تواجدكم. وفيما يخص دائما نسال عن موضوع شهاده الحضور لهذه الليله ولقائنا الليله. احب أشارك معكم هذه الشريحة والتي تبين إجراءات والخطوات المطلوبة للحصول على شهادة الحضور. طبعا شهادة الحضور بسعر رمزي جدا، هو مساهمة من حضراتكم بدعم أنشطة وفعاليات المجلس السعودي للجودة. رجاء كتابة الاسم بالكامل باللغة العربية مع مسمى المحاضرة، وإرساله لعنوان البريدي info@sqc.org.sa. بالنسبة للترجمة حيكون عندكم موجود في أسفل الصفحة إشارة إلى آيكون خاصة بالترجمة. أطلب من الجميع الضغط عليها وتفعيلها. قد يكون بعض المرات أنك تحتاج اختيار اللغة الإنجليزية English أو تختار العربيك. حاول قدر الإمكان حتزبط معك لأنها هي مختلفة حسب الجهاز المستخدم. Dr. Paulo, it's my pleasure on behalf of my colleague in the Executive Committee for Saudi Quality Council to introduce you today for our webinar in Saudi Quality Council, talking about very important subject, which is digital transformation for smart quality management and improvement. Professor Paulo Sampaio, he is a professor of quality and organizational excellence from University of Minho at Portugal. He has a background of industrial engineering and management. He gives a lot of lectures in the university and had research activities in the field of industrial engineering and management, and also in quality and organizational excellence in the line of supply chain, logistic and transportation systems. Professor Paulo, actually, he is familiar with Saudi quality culture here. Lately, I met him about last year, whereby he had a valuable contribution to the Saudi quality national strategy, especially in the production excellence model. In our pilot project in this regard. Professor Paulo has involved in different projects and which was funded by more than 30 million euro. He supervised more than 4 PhD and more than 100 master students in the Minho University. He was authored and co-authored of more than 200 publications in different quality and organizational excellence issues. Dr. Paulo, currently at ASQ, American Society for Quality. He is currently board of director member, and he is sharing the Feigenbaum Medal Committee, and he is member of Influential Voices Group. Allow me just to introduce Dr. Paulo and wish you the best, Professor, in your presentation. You can share the presentation and go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Salem, for your nice words. It is a real honor for me to be here with you. I'll share my screen. It is my great honor to be with you, to return virtually to Saudi Arabia. My last time there was in 2020, January 2020, before the COVID pandemics started. It was a great time that I have there with you. I will also to give a special thanks to Dr. Ayad for the invitations, and of course to the Saudi Quality Council to this opportunity to share my last developments on the topic related to Quality 4.0. It is always a pleasure to return and to be with among friends and with you in Saudi Arabia. So thank you so much. So my speech today is entitled Digital Transformation for Smart Quality Management and Improvement. And I will I have prepared my presentation based on my latest projects with companies, and of course based in my recent research in my research group. There is a statement that I always I used a lot. It was a statement from Joe Duran Joe Duran a few years ago told that the 21st century will be the century of quality, and we are living in a very demanding times, very weird times, very complex. We are living, as we know, in the VUCA world. Let me try if I can remove this bar here. Okay, I was trying to remove that bar over there. So let's proceed. But why quality is important today? Quality is important because we have several issues that they are putting quality on the table again, and that are influencing the raise of the importance of quality. And we have several reasons. I have pointed here some of those reasons. Customers are becoming more demanding, and that is global. That is happening everywhere. And customers are becoming more demanding because they are more well informed. Information is available everywhere, so that influences that the customers are more demanding because they know more about what they want. They know more about the products. They know more about the services. So they are becoming, of course, more demanding. Then we have that modern life depends mostly on technology, and we cannot live without technology today. And what we are having here is the proof that without technology, this webinar was not possible some years ago. And this is possible. I'm in Portugal, you are all in Saudi Arabia, and we are having a very interesting discussion and a webinar about this topic. So our life depends mostly on technology today, and we cannot avoid that. I usually say that the train of digital transformation has already started the journey, and the train will not stop. And if we want to have success, we need to be in that train. We need to start that travel, and we need to go in that train, in that digital transformation journey. And of course, we cannot forget the world is global, and of course, quality is global, and quality is everywhere in all the places in the world. I have one definition about what is quality. So anyway, quality definition before the digital transformation. It's my definition. It was a definition that I proposed a few years ago, that is, give to the customers what they want and try to exceed their expectations. And of course, we cannot forget that we cannot do this at any cost. There is a cost to invest that will limit investment on quality. We cannot invest infinitely in quality in order to improve quality of our products and services, but because that is not possible, because customers will not pay to buy our products. But we need to there is an investment, of course, that is limited by what the customers they pay for our products and services. But it's important to give to the customers what they want and to exceed their expectations. And we have different levels of quality today. There are different levels of quality. We have the micro quality that is focused on the quality professionals, that their contributions to the field. Then we have the meso quality that is related to the implementation of quality improvement programs, excellence model standards in the organizations, what companies are doing in terms of quality. And we have then the macro quality, that is level that is related to policies at the highest level, as you have there in Saudi Arabia with the national strategy for quality, the Vision 2030, that is at the macro quality level. That is a strategy to improve the level of quality in Saudi Arabia, of Saudi Arabian companies, of Saudi Arabia products. So we have these different levels of quality in terms of the definition that we have. But the world today is a very complex world, and it's not the strongest species that survives, but neither the most intelligent one, but the one that is most adaptable to change. And this is applied to companies today. And if we go back in the last 2 years, several companies around the world, they needed to adapt themselves to the new reality. And that is an advantage today. Companies today, they should be able to adapt themselves to the changes that are happening every day in the business environment. And companies should be able to do that. And that leads me to this concept of agility. What we are talking about is about agility. Companies today need to be agile. What this means? This means that companies need to react efficiently and fast to the business environment changes. I have been working with several companies that in the last 2 years, they needed to reinvent themselves. They needed to reinvent new products. They need to reinvent new processes, because the business environment in the last 2 years have changed a lot. And companies it was mandatory if they want to survive to adapt themselves to this new business environment. So agility is one of the characteristics of companies of the 21st century. Companies should be agile if they want to survive in the business environment of the 21st century. So what I was saying is that isolated efforts are no longer effective. And this leads me to the point that companies around the world, it's important they work in partnerships, because if you can see, when we work in a close partnerships with our suppliers, with our customers, we will improve our process, we will learn all together, and we will have a win-win relationship. That is what companies are looking for in the business environment. I usually say to my students that they will not survive in the business market if they work alone. They need to meet people. They need to have a very good network. They need to travel. They need to know new culture. They need to have their own network. And that is what companies should do today. And you know, that several of you, I'm sure, that work on a daily basis in companies. And one of the great advantage in the 21st century is the work that we can develop in close collaboration with the supply chain of the companies. And we can see our suppliers as partners of our business, and we can see our customers also as partners of our business. So isolated efforts are not the future in the 21st century. This leads me to make a situation point here. We cannot forget, we are currently discussing a lot about what is quality 4.0, what is the role of quality in the digital transformation, what is the future of quality. But first of all, we cannot forget our past. And we have several contributions from some of our gurus of quality. They are here in this slide. We are missing several of them, but some of the most important contributions came from this gentleman here. But we cannot forget, and we should honor our past. I think that is important. We should honor our past in the quality field. But the world today is completely different than the world that these gentlemen that are in this slide, they faced several years ago. They met several years ago. We have today a different world, a volatile world, uncertain world, a complex world, and ambiguous world. It's completely, in the VUCA world, is completely different. And the challenge today are completely different. What we have today, and when I was preparing, what is the reality of quality today? When I was preparing this presentation, and I had the chance some years ago to share with Dr. Ayed these results, not these ones, but the previous ones. What I will present here are the most recent ones that are related to one of the projects that I'm coordinating. It's the World Scoreboard for Quality. And you can go to this website, that is the project website, and look for more information. And what we have done based on this model that we have developed, we try to define and to compute the quality score for each one of the countries in the world. We are not able to work with all the countries because we were not able to find information for all the countries, but we are working with most of the countries in the world, and we compute the scoreboard based on this model that is composed by 10 dimensions, namely organizations, professionals, research, education, health, competitiveness, social cohesion, sustainability, innovation, and satisfaction. And each one of these dimensions is composed by 1 or 2 indicators that are assessed by public databases. So this is a brief resume about the model. And we were able to find out 4 groups of countries. So the scoreboard is a weight average based on the rankings position of each one of the countries. This means that even the first country, the leading country in the world, has a chance to improve, because the score, as I told you, is based on a weight average of the rankings for each one of the rankings for each one of the countries in each indicator that is being assessed. So we have the leader countries that are mostly North American countries, European, Australia, and Japan. Then we have the follower, that we are talking about South American countries, namely Chile. And then we have East European countries. Then we have moderate South America, some African countries, and most of the Asian countries. And then we have the beginners that are mostly African countries. And that is, I'm working recently, I'm working with Angola and Mozambique, and those countries are starting their journey in quality. They are establishing their national quality associations, so they are giving the first steps in the quality movement. So we have different 4 different groups of countries based on their level of quality, and I will share with you the top 3 of the countries that we have in the World Scoreboard for Quality. And as I told you, even the first country in the world has chance of improvement. So the number 3 is Norway, number 2 is Sweden, and number 1 is the land of chocolate, Switzerland. Switzerland is leading based, of course, in the model that is behind this scoreboard. Switzerland is leading the level of quality in the world. So this is the present today. This is what is happening today. But I'd like to share not about the future, but about the present, because Quality 4.0 is not the future. It is already happening. And I will share with you some of my thoughts and contributions, recent contributions in this field. We need to be aware that several revolutions are happening today. We have the digital revolution, we have the materials revolution, we have the biotech revolution that is happening in the healthcare sector, we have the quantum revolutions. So several revolutions are happening in the world today, and with a lot of complexity. But if we focus our attention in the digital transformation, in the digital revolution, we will reach the conclusion that digital is everywhere today. And digital is everywhere, combining 3 different worlds: the digital world, the cyber world, and the physical world. And the digital transformation is currently combining these different dimensions in the digital transformation. Digital transformation involves new paradigms in human-machine interface and business models. When we talk about digital transformation, we are talking about data mining. We are talking about data management. We are talking about artificial intelligence. We are talking about Internet of Things. So we are talking about technology, and this kind of technology will lead us to new business models, to companies that are different than the companies of the time of our quality gurus in the 20th century. The world is different, but also the companies are completely different. The business models are completely different than the business models and the companies from the time of Duran, of Deming, of Crosby. They are completely different. And we need to be ready as quality professionals to this challenge and to this complex world that we are living today. We have digital transformation in economy and in society at the same time. We have Industry 4.0 or digital transformation in industry. We have digital transformation happening in agriculture today. I don't know if I can share with you, I was working with a wine company here in Portugal, and they are using currently, as you know, Portugal is one of the most important wine producers in the world, and the wineries, they are using sensors, they are putting sensors in the vineyards to control the evolution of the grapes, the evolution, the development of the grapes, to measure different features of the grapes. It is amazing how technology is being used today in technology. We have in the agriculture, we are using, as you know, in medicine and in smart cities. What you are doing there in Saudi Arabia with the Vision 2030 is amazing. Is a great opportunity, and the work that you are doing in terms of society, in terms of government, in terms of companies, and in the cities, it is amazing, and it is all the part of this transformation that is happening in the world. And of course, in industry, you have different transformations happening. Automation, the intelligence and analytical systems, the green production, that is one of the main concerns today because of the environmental issues, the connectivity, the 3D manufacturing. So a lot of revolutions are happening in the world and in the industry mainly. And I love this slide, and I'd like to share with you this slide. This was the reality of the world 10 years ago in the New York Stock Exchange. And I'm sharing you here the top 10 of the companies that were in the New York Stock Exchange. And you can see that in 2010, most of the companies were coming from oil and gas, were big manufacturing companies. What is the reality 10 years after? In 2020, the top 10 companies were composed by IT companies. It is a big change in the world. In 10 years, the world has changed a lot. And we, as quality professionals, we need to be ready to be part of this revolution. The challenges are out there, as I told you. We have several challenges happening currently in the world. And as we were saying, we need, as professionals, as quality professionals, we need to be ready and to be prepared to embrace this digital transformation revolution, because the world will not stop, and the train will not stop. The journey had started and we need to be in that train. And I'd like to share some of my works that you can find. This one is very recent, Quality 4.0, Literature Review Analysis, Definition and Impacts of the Digital Transformation Process on Quality, is already available in the International Journal of Quality and Reliability Management. And I will use some of my latest inputs in terms of research and projects to share with you some thoughts about the topic. So we have started our presentation first making a statement about how the world is today, how quality is today. We talked about the past, we talked about the present, we talked about we move on for the digital transformation. Now we will be talking in the next slides until the end about quality role in the digital transformation, well known as Quality 4.0. And I think it's important to make a point here. Quality 4.0 is the connection between, is based on the connection between technology and traditional quality. We need to put together these two fields. We will not survive as professionals if we keep our track in the traditional. We need to work in close collaboration with other fields. Mainly, we need to integrate the traditional quality with technology. That is the future. Of course, we will not forget the Pareto charts, the Ishikawa diagrams. We cannot avoid it. Those tools will continue to be important to the daily days of the companies, but we need to go further. We cannot stay there. That reality was the reality of the 21st century. That is not the reality today, and we need to put quality again in the agenda. Quality should be faced as an important area for companies, for organizations around the world. As Ivan said a few years ago, Quality 4.0 marks a shift from traditional and conventional quality and is key for recognizing and solving the challenge of dealing with production systems where every action is monitored, recorded, and assessed in real time. That is the main point of Quality 4.0, is when I have the chance to have data in real time and to take my decisions in real time. Quality 4.0 is one of the dimensions of Industry 4.0 or digital transformation. Quality 4.0 is one of the pillars of Industry 4.0, as are other areas are. So Quality 4.0 is very important for the success of the digital transformation. And it will be important when we integrate traditional quality methods with the digital tools to accomplish quality objectives and achieve excellence. And I think that I make a point here, I'm always telling this, we cannot forget our past, we need to reinvent our present, and to reinvent our present, we need to integrate the traditional tools with the digital tools and with the technology. As I told you, Quality 4.0 is an integral part of the digital transformation revolution, one which opens the way for quality to become a leading force in this transition. But we cannot forget We are one of the things that I usually saw in this, I see in these debates of quality 4.0 is always talking about quality, traditional quality approaches, and talking about technology. But quality 4.0 is not only about quality or traditional quality and technology. It's more than that. Quality 4.0 is about people. Quality 4.0 is more than technology. And we will not have success in our digital transformation projects. Companies will not have success if there is not a strong leadership, if there is not a culture that supports that transformation. Nothing will happen. There will not be a success if we don't have a culture supporting those transformation in companies. So we cannot forget that quality 4.0 is not only a question of technology. It is technology, but also it is also about people, about leadership, about organizational culture. If we go to the literature, the most recent literature, we have done that about quality 4.0. These are the most common keywords that you can find: technology, quality, people, and management. It's impressive that we have people and management in this, as I was telling you. It's impressive because it is clear for everyone that it's not only a question of technology. I can have the best technology in the world. I can have the best machines in my factory. But if I don't have the right people, the right culture, and a culture supporting this change, this improvement, this evolution in the companies, the programs will not, the transformation programs will not have success. So let's talk about quality 4.0 dimensions. And we have here two big dimensions. We have technology and then we have people. And quality 4.0 is about digitalization and automation. And when we are talking about this, we are talking about using sensors to get data. We are talking about automation technologies in the production lines to extract data. We are talking about cyber physical systems that will allow us to real-time detection of defective products in any stage of the production. And later I will share two recent projects that I'm conducting that are focusing in this kind of systems. Let's proceed. Quality 4.0 is also, so we were talking, quality 4.0 is about digitalization and automation. Quality 4.0 is also about connectivity and integration. So putting our machines communicating with each other, putting our systems communicating with each other, integrating our cyber systems with our physical systems. If the use of cyber physical systems allows improvement of connectivity and integration, promoting a higher performance. And we have several technologies that allow us to do that. So quality 4.0 is about connectivity, putting our machines communicating with each other, integration, and in order to extract data that will support our decision. And that leads me to the next point. Quality 4.0 is also about data management. And data management is one of the most critical issues in the companies today. Companies, they have a lot of data. They have a huge amount of data. The problem that companies have today is to manage data and to have data with quality that allow companies to extract information to support decision. And when we are talking about data management, we are talking about data mining techniques. We are talking about process and text mining techniques. We are talking about predictive analysis, high performance computing. So a lot of technology that will facilitate the work in terms of data management. And Quality 4.0 is about quality of data, of course, and the use of data to support, to get information to support decisions. Quality 4.0 is also about simulation and extended reality. We are using today, several companies are using today extended reality to operate their maintenance operations. The last example I saw, it was a company, the factory of the company, the head office is here in Portugal, and the factory was located in China. And the engineer that was located here in Portugal was coordinating and supervising a maintenance operation that was happening in real time in China, in the factory in China. And because of they were using iPads, and in the iPad was equipped with extended reality software, and he was seeing at the same time the operator that was in China, he was seeing in real time what the operator was doing, and he was coordinating and supervising the operation that was happening in the other side of the world. This is amazing. This is amazing. What we are seeing here is using the technology in order to improve the quality of our products and our processes. And as I told you, Quality 4.0 is about people. We cannot forget that. And as I told you, leadership is a critical success factor for Quality 4.0 projects. And we cannot forget that technology that will happen in this digital transformation. Some of the jobs that we know today will disappear, but we cannot forget those people that will not have those jobs. We need to reinvent our companies to give to those people new roles, new jobs in the companies. We need to rethink our companies, because as you know, several positions, several jobs in the companies will disappear because technology will do that job. So we need to rethink what that people will do. So we need to have a humanistic culture. Technology cannot replace the human being and the operator in the company. So going to the end, Quality 4.0 is what? It's about tools and systems. It's a user-centric vision. Is related to automation. It's important to have leadership. It's about integration. It's about technology. It's about customization. And of course, it's one of the dimensions of the fourth industrial revolution. And I'd like to share this definition that is published in that paper that I talked about a few minutes ago. Quality 4.0 is the delivery of superior quality using modern technology to augment the capabilities of both people and quality tools and methods. What we are talking here is that the integration of the quality tools and quality approaches with technology in order to reach out a higher performance in the company. So what I told you a few minutes ago, these are two examples of projects that I'm coordinating with and I'm advising with two international companies that I'm sure you know. One of them is IKEA, and the title of project is Digital Quality Applied to the Foil and Wrap Process of Particle Boards. And then I'm also one project with Bosch where we are working in digital quality applied to optical bonding 4.0. That is one of the production process they have. So this is not the future. This is happening today. And we cannot wait more. We need to go in that train, and we need to start to doing things in these small steps, and we need to start doing things in the field of quality 4.0. And this is happening today, mainly related to digital quality. So it's not the future. This is the reality today. And the future is do it well, do it better, and do it differently in this VUCA world, VUCA world that we are having today. But we need to reinvent quality to have a future, as I was saying during my presentation. And my view is that we need, of course, we cannot forget the corrective mindset, that is the quality mindset, the corrective mindset. We will have the corrective, we need to keep the corrective mindset in companies, but we need to move to a predictive quality mindset. We need to anticipate the problem. And that is what predictive quality mindset means. I have today enough technology that if I integrate that technology with the traditional quality tools, I can evolve to a predictive mindset. And I will be able to anticipate the defects. I will be able to anticipate the complaints. I will be able to anticipate the problems. Of course, for doing that, I need to have data. I need to have data with quality that will support my decision. Quality should be continuously understood, assimilated, and implemented both in public and private organizations. However, each one of us as quality professionals is responsible to push and pull quality forward, always doing more and better. This is our mission as quality professionals. But we must go further. And today we need to, quality is not enough. To be in the market, my products, they need to have quality. I need to have something more. I need to exceed customer expectations every day. I need to innovate my products and my processes. And I cannot forget the sustainability issues, both in terms of environmental, social, and of course, financial sustainability. So I need to put these together. I need to work in these three fronts all together. And if I want to reach out a higher level of performance, if I want to reach out excellence. So I need to put all together quality, innovation, and sustainability. And to do that, I need to have the right people, as I told you. I cannot do anything if I don't have the right people. And the right people, they have a purpose, passion, discipline, and resilience. And of course, I need to have an agile organization that is able to adapt themselves to the business environment very quickly and efficiently. Thank you so much. It was my great pleasure to share with you my thoughts. I hope that you have enjoyed. It will be my pleasure to answer to your questions and to discuss with you the topic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor, for this valuable information. And I'm sure everybody enjoyed the input you provided here. And I'm sure you just summarized, you gave the flavor of the digital transformation. I know that this subject is very complex subject, needs more time, but we are sure that we're going to have another opportunity maybe for longer time just to go in details of this. Professor, before we go for the question and answer, allow me just to give some clarification for some of the inquiries provided by our audience here. Some of them regarding how they can, get their certificate. Allow me just to say it in Arabic. زي ما قلنا اخوان اخوات مشكورين، تقدروا تعملوا السداد لاي بنك تتعاملوا معه وترسلوا صوره من السداد على الايميل info sqc.org.sa. مع الشكر والتقدير. Other thing, we had received a lot of questions here, and while we reply these questions, we will be welcoming any additional questions. So please feel free just to drop in the Q&A box any more questions. While we're doing these questions, I asked my colleague Dania just to show the, after 5 minutes, the questionnaire for this our event tonight. Professor, there is a question here regarding, first of all, from Dr. Awad Al-Harbi. He's saying, is there any initiative for ISO to develop a standard about quality 4.0 for better understanding and proper implementation, and defines tools, strategies, and requirements?
That's a great question or a comment, thank you for the question. I can share with you that one of the projects that I'm developing with some companies is to develop a management system that includes the reality of the features of the digital transformation, because as we know, our standards today, ISO 9000 or ISO 14000, they were developed before the digital transformation, so they do not consider this new reality today. And it is my opinion is that in the next revision of the standard, it will be important to incorporate, to include in the standards these new concepts of digital transformation. And it's interesting because, as I was telling you, one of our projects that we are developing with some companies here in Portugal is to design a quality management system in a digital transformation environment that is completely different than a traditional business environment, because the concept, the reality, the tools are different. And so I agree that ISO in the next future, mainly in the next revisions of the standards, I think it's mandatory not only for ISO 9001, but for all the standards to consider the new reality, the new business environment that is characterized by the digital transformation.
Good. I do remember a long time ago when we have started the concept of re-engineering. We have talked about automation, and there is a golden statement saying, sometime you find the organization define automation is doing the wrong thing faster. Any comment about this, please?
Yeah, because we have the high risk to automate what we are doing wrong. That is a huge danger. That is a danger. We should avoid that because automation. I think that is this transformation is a great opportunity at the same time, but it's also very dangerous, because if we as you were saying, Salem, if we are doing the things in a wrong way, if we automate those processes, it was like you said, we are doing the same in a wrong way, but faster. So I think the digital transformation is a great opportunity for companies to rethink their processes. And to identify where they are doing wrong, and of course improve what they are doing wrong, and then incorporate the technology to do better and faster, and in a more efficient way.
So good to mention Mr. Muhammad Al-Gahtani question. He's saying, can we say quality 4.0 is an enabler for digital transformation?
Yeah. I think it's not an enabler. I don't see quality 4.0 as an enabler, but a part of digital transformation. And it's an important dimension of the digital transformation, because we cannot have the goal of the digital transformation is to do fast, is to do better, is to do more in a more efficient way, is to improve in technology. But by the end of the day, what we want, products with quality, satisfied customers.
Okay, good.
So exceed customers' expectation. That is what we want by the end of the day. So quality is mandatory to be one of the parts, one of the dimensions of the digital.
Professor, is there any research or study that ranking the readiness of sector for digital transformation?
Yeah, there are some models. There was one of the most well-known models that assess the readiness of the companies to Industry 4.0 was a model developed by some colleagues from Singapore. I don't know, I don't have that information, but if you Google it, you will find there are some models, not, I think one or two models that assess the readiness or the maturity of the companies for Industry 4.0. There are available tools and available models to do that.
This is good, but what I meant actually, does the sector type makes any difference for the readiness for digital transformation? Like we can say service sector is more ready than a production sector? Or?
Yeah, my opinion is that different sectors, they have different levels of readiness to digital transformation. I can share with you some examples. These two most of the projects that I'm working with in digital transformation and quality 4.0 are in automotive sector, aviation sector. So we are talking about high-tech sectors. Of course, we can have also, and I'm working also with some IKEA. IKEA is a furniture company, as you know. That is what they do, is furniture in a industrial level. So I think digital transformation, of course, some activity sectors are more ready for the digital transformation because the nature of the sector, like the automotive, aviation, whatever. And then we have the most traditional ones that are not so ready, but they are giving the steps also to in that journey.
Good, thank you. Is there any, Mr. Abdulaziz Ibrahim is asking about any good books or website can help me to develop my experience in how to help my team about the new quality culture, or maybe something about quality Q 4.0.
Yeah, there are some publications, some books. You can find several books in Amazon published already, but we cannot forget that we are in a very early stage of the development of the knowledge in this field, in quality 4.0. So what you will find, the books that you will find are, most of them are mostly theoretical ones about the topic, not with applications, because most of the companies that are developing the projects, they do not publish what they are doing, so it's confidential, so it's business, so it's an advantage. But you can find, if you Google, there are some books related to this topic, and you will find a lot of papers in international journals. You will find a lot of papers about quality 4.0, interesting point of views that you will find about the topic.
Good. Professor, you have talked about quality culture. There is a question from Muhammad Abeid, is saying what is meant specifically about quality culture, and how can can quality be cultivated without such a culture? I mean, we can talk about the quality culture importance to a digital transformation.
Yeah. I think, as I told you during my presentation, I think that the digital transformation project will not have success if we don't have a culture supporting those projects. And a culture is a very specific issue from each company. I can have culture A that works very well in company A, but doesn't work in company B. So because culture is very specific. And my experience working with companies allows me to say, to make this conclusion. Most of the success of the improvement programs, the quality programs, or the innovation programs, they are not depending on the technology or machines or equipment. They depend mostly on people and the people that is working there. And that is 90%, 80% of the success is if you have motivated people, if you have people with knowledge, committed with the success, and mostly if you have strong leaderships. Strong leaderships are very important to the success of the companies. Usually I say to my students, if you go to a company that has the best machines in the world, but if the employees, they don't like to work there, that company will fail.
Good.
For sure. So you need to have that culture, that improvement culture, and it depends mostly on the leadership. If we don't have leadership with vision, that leadership that is committed with improvement, the success will be very limited. That is, I'm sharing with you my experience that I'm having with companies.
We appreciate it. Thank you. There is a question by Mrs. Mariam Al-Sabban talking about, is there any tools and means to link the quality 4.0 to in education? I mean, in education sector.
Yeah, I think quality 4.0 is also in education and should be in education. I think I will talk about 2 points here. One is the technology that we can use today. 2 years ago, and I will share my experience here at university. 2 years ago, most of our classes, or 100% of our classes, were face-to-face classes. Today, we have hybrid system in most of the Portuguese universities. We have online classes and together with face-to-face for trainings or engineering programs or labs or whatever. So we have a hybrid, and that was not possible if without the digital transformation. That was not possible. Another point that I think that's important for universities is that they need to rethink their curricula, mainly in the engineering programs, management programs, because I think it's important. We teach the traditional quality. We should teach traditional quality, but it's not enough today. And because the reality of the companies today is completely different. And so I think that this is a great opportunity for universities to rethink their curricula and to include these new topics that are happening, as I told you, in the companies. It's not something that will happen in 10 years. It's a reality today. And so our students, they need to be ready. They need to get that knowledge for when they go to the market, to the companies, they will be able to face this challenge.
Good. Our colleague, Engineer Yusuf Bukhari, gives a question, but his question saying, what is the best way to start implementing quality 4.0 in organizations in Saudi Arabia? But allow me, Engineer Yusuf, just to rephrase the question from other angles. Let's say where can we start? I mean, this digital transformation specifically, and who should be involved in this process, and usually how long it takes as a time frame?
I think I know that when it started, I don't know when it ended.
Yeah.
So it's a journey. I know that I start today, but I don't know when I will finish. So it's a journey. It's a continuous journey, and I think that one of the important things to do is to have the support of the leadership. That is mandatory. We will not be able to do anything if we don't have the support of the company leadership, top management. And then of course we need to start to identify the areas of improvement in our company together with the technology available, and check where we can integrate technology in our areas. And you can do that. I'm working with two companies. What we are doing is the process was similar to this one. We made we analyzed the state of the art of the company, all the process. Then we at the same time we were analyzing the technology available for that goal, for that the objective that the company wanted. And what we are doing, what the company wanted. The company wants to have a system in the production line, a predictive quality system that will allow to identify defects in the product before they happen. So they don't want the defects by the end of the line. They want to have a system that, based on data, historical data, will give information to the operator, telling the operator, if you don't do nothing, you will have a defect by the end of the line, the production line. So you need to do this. So, and we are working in a digital quality system, implementing that digital quality system. And the idea is to avoid the defect. So that is the shift that I was telling in my presentation, moving from a corrective mindset to a predictive mindset. And in a predictive mindset, I will be able to avoid the data, the error.
Yeah.
So, and what we have done was analyze the state of the art, analyze the technology available, and then integrate the technology with the traditional quality. And it's an improvement process. It's a traditional improvement process. Another example that I can share with you, Salem, was a Six Sigma project that we have developed in one of the biggest hospitals here in Portugal. It was in one of the hospitals in Lisbon area. And what we have done, they have a huge amount of errors in a supplier's process. And what we have done was a traditional Six Sigma project with the demake. But what we have done, that was the most beautiful thing in the project, was we have integrated data mining and process mining techniques during the demake. So we were not using the traditional tools because the amount of data was huge. We were not able to do that, but we have integrated data mining techniques and process mining techniques in the measure and in the analyze phases of the demake process. And it was amazing the outputs that we were able to do. So this is quality 4.0. We were integrating technology with a traditional tool that is the demake process.
Good, thank you. Professor, you have shown deliverable of world state of quality with 4 colors. But unfortunately, some of the countries has gray.
Yeah.
Color. One of them is Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I know that.
We want just to, there are a lot of questions here saying why Saudi Arabia has this gray color.
Yeah.
And what we can do from our side as the Saudi Quality Council.
That is a great question. I was waiting for that question. Yeah, the great countries are those countries where we were not able to find information for all the indicators that are assessed. So that is the only reason. So there are some indicators in the model that supports the world state of quality, where, like for Saudi Arabia, where we didn't find information about a specific indicator, so they were not considered in the analysis. So what I can do is send you the data that is missing and ask you for help.
Sure. You mean those input need to be filled by normal individuals or from official organization?
No, the data is coming from public databases, from the World Bank, from Eurostars, or from public databases. And for some indicators, I don't remember which one for in the specific case of Saudi Arabia, but there was no information. And so that was the reason why we didn't consider those countries in the analysis, because there was no information available.
Yeah, we promise you that we coordinate with you after the session, maybe in the coming couple of days, just to help in this regard. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Actually, there are a lot of questions, but I think the time is approaching us here, and would like just to thank you very much for your valuable information. And actually, we'd like just to thank our audience. We had a good number attending the session tonight. We'd like just to welcome them and thank everybody participated here. And again, thank you very much, Professor, and wish you the best. And we're looking forward to invite you again.
Thank you so much. It was my great pleasure to be with you. If you have my contacts in my presentation, so you can send me if you want the question, comments, please feel free. And salam alaikum.
سلام. Thank you very much اخوان اخوات. انا اتمنى بس تزوروا الموقع حق المجلس www.sqc.org.sa and just to explore our coming event. Wish you the best. Thank you again, Professor, and see you with other opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a nice night. مع السلامة.